Hello!
Hello!
We're here at Chessington today.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah, to see Wilderfest and see how Jumanji's getting on, and obviously ride as many rides as we can. Not giving many rides today, I think, because it's absolutely rammed.
Yeah.
But we've got into the park and straight away went into World of Jumanji just to see what we could get done, because it's right there. Normally we'd do Dragon's Fury, but got on that. So we did get into queue for Ostrich Stampede. Waited about 20 minutes to have 2 cycles and then come off because it broke down.
Yeah.
We're counting that as having ridden it because, to be fair, it's not really that interesting, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Restraints were comfortable though, weren't they?
Yeah, restraints were comfortable and fair sides, so if you're on the bigger side you'll get onto that no problem. Then we went on to Mandrill Mayhem, which was late opening because it had some issues initially, which for a ride that's less than 6 months old,
it does seem to be having an awful lot of that. We've seen reports of it, not opening early and things like that. But whatever's the reason for that is whatever the reason. But we did get the fabled row 7, which negative of that out of the way first. No photo. That's about the only negative, because the back row of Mandrill Mayhem is the best way to ride Mandrill Mayhem. The first time we rode it, we got off and thought it was a bit lacking.
Yeah.
I've got off it this time and thinking that is as good as it could be. It wasn't as bumpy as it was last time. It was nice and thrilling. You felt a bit of a force with the launch out the station.
Yeah. Back row was nice. So it's if you're more of an enthusiast, go for a back row.
If you can get one.
Predominantly for myself, I'm still not overly one with the area Jumanji. Yes, they have put some little fences in to stop people walking on stuff, but
it's not really stopping.
They're 2 inch high.
It's stopping a lot of the mess, which is good. But people are still trampling all over stuff, and it's a bit of a shame. But improvements have been made, and that's good. It's a good thing to see.
There was no construction stuff this time round when we rode Mandrill, so that was nice to see. So they are making improvements.
There's
and
more
I'm not
benches,
going to knock them entirely.
More benches and bins and stuff like that. It does. It's starting to feel like that. And now that I've sort of lowered my expectations a little bit, walking on there, it's quite a pleasant area to walk around. When you go around the shop and things like that, it does feel, like you're in an outpost and things. So it is pretty good on that one, but we'll stop waffling about World of Jumanji now. We're going to try and get some food now. Not entirely sure where we're going, but we are literally right by Croc Drop, because we're by the main stage area. So probably going to get something around here, then maybe get on Toon Blaster. Probably not going to ride Croc Drop today because it's a long queue, but might as well talk about it. We have ridden it loads of times before. It's a good fun ride.
It is. Nice little ride is Croc Drop. Great little starter tower, essentially. Drop tower for kids that are just sort of getting their feet wet with stuff. And today, it looks the part. Like they're not twisting it like they usually
it doesn't turn.
do.
Apparently that's been an issue that it has had, people sort of celebrate, oh, it's turning again. But it does look the part. It's a great ride and whatnot, and I do like the little things in the queue line where you can figure out what's going on using your smartphone app and things. But the queue is usually far too long to justify the fact that you drop 3 times. Best bit of top tip there, if you want to ride Croc Drop and you don't mind driving, go to Poulton's Park and do Magma. You'll queue less and get more of a ride experience, but that's not trying to be horrible to Croc Drop. They're running it the way they're running it for the reasons they're running it. But next door's Toon Blaster, so that's what I'm insisting that we're going to get on next. So we'll hopefully get on that, have something to get on that, and we'll update you after that. So just in peace of pasta buffet, because that's about the first best place that we could find where we could get some decent food. But while we're waiting for it to open, we went and got some mystery badges, so we thought we'd have a bit of fun opening those. So here we go. Yeah, so here we go. Let's see what Tracy got. We've got 4 to open. First one is
Oblivion.
Excellent. That's one you don't have, is it?
Yep. I got that one. Bag 2. Also an Oblivion.
Excellent, so you got 2 of the same. So take that.
Oh, a Galactica.
I got Galactica, that'll do me.
Oh, I got a Wicker Man. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
So what we've done since, so we've had dinner.
Yep.
We were intending to do something sort of grab and go, and then move on to like a proper meal a bit later on. We ended up we went to pizza pasta,
We did.
which was it's gone up to £17.50 now, but
£14 with your Merlin annual pass discount.
which brings it into sort of the realms of it's not too bad,
Yeah.
considering that what you pay that for a drink and a pizza at Drayton Manor.
Yeah.
But obviously you can have as much or as little as you want, so it's entirely up to you as to whether you're going to get value for money on that one. And then once we'd done pizza pasta, opened up our pin badges, we moved into the zoo for a little bit.
We did, yep. We checked out the Sea Life Centre, which has recently had some new additions to it. There are a few new fish in there, a couple of new baby sharks as well, and they've tightened up the front section as you go in, so that's now a bit longer, made it a bit more sort of undersea. They've replaced some of the flooring in there as well, I'd noticed.
But it still feels the same as what it did.
Yeah.
I was led to believe that it was going to be a sort of a complete overhaul, but I think that might have just been me that misread something.
They've made a lot of the tanks as well a bit more sort of fingerproof as well.
Yeah, I'll put a video up
which is
here
good
of
to sort of see.
the raised tank. Normally you could look right over there, there'd be the raised, but now they've got perspex screens, which spoils it a little bit, but it obviously means that either
fish are safer.
the fish are safer, or that the fish are making a lot of splashing and stopping water from coming out, and also stopping fingers from going in. But that was Sea Life, and then once we'd done Sea Life,
a little bit of the wander around the zoo, and we did the Amazu tree trops. It's nice to actually have the little walk through the monkeys again.
Yeah.
That was nice to see. Would have been nice if there were some more monkeys out, but I think when we went through, I think half of them were asleep.
Yeah, we saw a couple, but still, it's pretty cool to see them, literally right there. And then onto a bit negative now. Vampire. Vampire's a ride that we've always liked.
Yes.
Loved, in fact.
Yeah.
But we queued for
roughly an hour.
An hour, which is not unreasonable considering how busy it is. The problem that I have with the way that Vampire has been run is they've got two trains on the track. One will go out empty, then one will go out with people. And when we were in the station, because as if you've ever been here before, you queue, then you get batched into the station area. In the station area, we must have been in there for about 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they were filling whole trains with ride access passes and things like that, which is fine. That's what the ride access pass is for. The problem is that they would put 90% of the train and then send it. They wouldn't fill up the extra seats, and it just seems like you've got a ridiculously long queue. You've got reduced capacity because you've not got as many trains on, but you're not filling all the seats. That's infuriating to see, is that? And then the actual ride, that was good.
It was good. They look like they have slowed Vampire down, so you don't get as much head knocking as what you used to get. That's quite evident.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's
which
running
is
as
nice.
fast. There was no head banging at all. There's still a little bit of jolt here and there, but it's really sort of tame compared to how it has been in the past.
It's as if they've sort of taken it back to its kind of bare basics, which it was when we very first got on it. Which is nice. It's nice to see they've done that, but is this the death knell potentially for Vampire, in the fact they've got two trains running, and the train that wasn't running with people on it did look like half the restraints weren't working, which is possibly why it wasn't running with people on it. So Vampire is getting on for being over 30 years old now. Is this going to be its last sort of maybe couple of years?
Yeah, it will be sad when Vampire does eventually go, because it's one of the oldest operational roller coasters in the UK, oldest operational steel, I should say, that I know of anyway. And I've always thoroughly enjoyed Vampire. Yeah, it smashes your head about a bit at times, and it could do with new restraints. But I think the problems now are not necessarily with the trains. I think it's with the whole ride system as a whole. It either needs a really good revamp and new trains, or unfortunately replacing. And I don't want to say that because it's it's Genesis. It's what I think it was Chessington's first big ride. So hopefully they can deal with that and sort out what needs sorting. But on to lighter notes, we're going to be moving on to do some Wilderfest stuff, because obviously we're here for Wilderfest, and possibly get on to Tomb Blaster, which I've heard has been updated a bit. So some of the lights are working and the effects are now working properly and whatnot.
Laser Raiders is still better.
Yes, Laser Raiders can still be better, but I enjoyed Tomb Blaster, and possibly Rattlesnake, since Rattlesnake's actually running as well today.
Yeah.
So we'll have one round, see what we can do.
Yep.
So we got on Rattlesnake next.
We did.
And no, it's not really my favourite kind of ride. I think that it's usurped completely by Cobra. I can understand the appeal of them because they are quite jarring, or old wild mice. It was a decent ride though, wasn't it, today?
It was, yeah. I love Rattlesnake. It's one of my favourite rides here at Chessington. Because it throws you into the corners, it kind of kicks you about a bit. But that saying, no, today was a nice ride. It seems that they've made the brake runs a little bit softer than what they were before.
It's not quite as harsh,
good.
yeah.
They've also added, we think they've added some new backrests as well to the back of the cars, so you're not head banging so much if you're on the taller side. And they've also got new stickers on the front that tells you you're actually on the Rattlesnake ride.
Yeah, if you didn't already know that.
And the camera was working today, so that's really good to see.
Yeah.
Because usually it's not.
Yeah, the area, it still could do with some work, but there's new signs and things like that about. But yeah, so that's kind of Rattlesnake. It's not really changed much over the years. It's still been the same old ride, but it has had ever so slight changes.
Yeah.
Then there's my favourite ride here, actually, Tomb Blaster. It's not for everybody. I know you're not the biggest fan, but I phenomenally love it. I like what they've done incrementally with this one. It's we've got some new mood lighting in the queue line, some new audio and announcements and things like that. And the ride itself, everything bar the boulder was working.
Yeah, they look like they've now taken the boulder completely out of service, which, to be fair, probably did need it. So that's good. They have added a few new set pieces in, and there's a few new bits in the actual ride itself that weren't there the last time we.
I've not noticed anything massively new, but yeah, there's just odd decals here and lights and things like that there. All the targets seem to be working. Like I say, all the effects are working, bar the boulder, but the boulder's not worked for quite some time.
There were quite a few targets that weren't turned on though. I did notice that.
But they still work, which is a bit weird. There's no lights on them, but if you shoot them, you still get points. Because I was checking that. So that's Tomb Blaster. And once we'd finished on Tomb Blaster, we came and had some Wilderfest food. I went for a chicken korma with rice and a naan bread, and it was delicious.
Yeah, I had the dirty fries, which essentially curly fries with nachos, guacamole, nacho cheese.
Yeah.
And a bit of salsa, and that on top, really tasty as well. Quite a big portion, and considering the curly fries, well, the dirty fries I got were £8, which I thought initially was a bit steep, but yeah,
you got a bit more money's worth than you thought.
Yeah, got a bit more money's worth than I thought. So
same for my korma. It was £10, no more than annual pass discount available because they're external providers. But yeah, it was tasty. I would have liked to have had a bit more because I don't feel very full. But I suppose that's one of the things that they'll do. You can buy more food then, so they don't fill you up as much. But that's that. Following on from that, Wilderfest as a whole, it's an alright sort of an event. I don't think it's my favourite that Chessington do. I think Halloween is my favourite that Chessington do.
Yeah.
But it's still fun, but it's very similar to years gone by. Because I think this is our third Wilderfest, isn't it?
Yeah.
2021, 22, 23, yeah. And it's the same sort of format. They've got musical acts that fight out to who's top. I mean, what do we have this time?
We've got this
Turtle
year.
Talk.
We had Turtle Talk. We've got Justin Bieber and Dolly Barton.
Yeah, Dolly Barton.
So that's a bit of a change to the lineup from what it has been for the last couple of years.
All acts I wasn't particularly interested in, I'll be completely honest. And it is very modern kid focused. If you know what I mean by that, you mean like flossing and TikTok and just being very very modern. Not really what I would call, or what I would be interested in anyway. But it's been all right. All the acts have been
out and
decent.
about,
yeah.
and
we've got loads of
interacting with the
stickers,
crowds.
as you can see.
Got stickers today.
And park's been heaving. And I suppose the downside to it has been how bad operations have been on a lot of the attractions. Tomb Blaster, I still don't understand why. The train will be waiting in the pre-hold section just by the operator cabin. No training station, but no one's in the air gates. Get people in the air gates, waiting for the train. Train comes in, load them on, and things like that. And there is an awful lot of confusion between ride access passers and regulars, because a lot of the fast passers join the regular queues, but the ride access passers, they don't. They're loaded separate. On Tomb Blaster, for example, they're loaded on the offload. So when you get off, ride access passers will get on, and sometimes there's a bit of confusion between the operators as to which trains got what on.
Yeah.
So you might find that you're getting onto, here comes our train. Oh, there's somebody who sat in my seat, so I'm not going to get on this one, unfortunately. Same with Vampire. Vampire was the same, but there was a bit less confusion. It was just taking too long to load. Rattlesnake though, that was good. The operations were pretty good on that one, and it said that it was 30 minutes, weren't it?
Yeah, we joined the queue. It said 30-minute wait. I think realistically we were only waiting about 20.
Yeah, it's not a big difference or anything like that, but it's better having a lower wait time than advertised than a larger one. Tomb Blaster was the same. I think Tomb Blaster
was advertised at 40 minutes. We were waiting about 20 again for that.
Vampire, other way around.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been ups and downs, and I think, considering the last time that we were here, it was a case of negative. I feel that we were probably a bit too harsh last time, myself, but Chessington is, in my opinion, starting to show the weakest of Merlin. I think that the park is, I don't know, there's something not quite right here. Alton Towers has got a very similar problem, but Alton Towers has got the big rides. It doesn't, that's not a big issue. Chessington, I don't know, there's something not right here.
Yeah, I think Chessington eventually is going to go the way of a very, very, very family orientated park, and I think a couple of the bigger rides eventually are going to go.
Vampire we don't think's long for this world. Dragon's Fury, I think its days are numbered as well. I don't think that the spinners are going being in production anymore. But it's not just that. It just seems like they're criminally understaffed with the amount of operators that they've got in.
To be fair,
rides.
That does seem to be a thing across all the Merlin parks. In that they all seem understaffed.
Yeah, they could do with
staff in the wrong places.
Yeah, they could do like Vampire. They could do with having 3 people on station, one for the ride access pass, one to greet people to send them where they need to go, and then one on the other side of the air gates to go and check the restraints. So people aren't doing too much work, but it's still fun, and the investment is being done there at Chessington. It looks really pretty, as we've mentioned before. They've got plenty of paintwork that's been done up. Tomb Blaster's had a bit of love. Rattlesnake, the Mexicana area, obviously World of Jumanji's had quite a bit of attention considering how new it is. So it's good that they're doing things in the right way, but I think that they do need to spend a lot more money here to make it on par, like Legoland, for example. Even Thorpe Park is one that I'm quite critical of in my own mind. I don't say it on camera. I feel like the Thorpe Park's good, but it's not my favourite park. Alton Towers still is, but Thorpe Park works. Chessington has its issues, and hopefully they get them sorted, because I like Chessington. Really do. It's the first sort of major park that we came to after Alton Towers, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was,
we had a good stay here a couple of years back during the COVID pandemic, so that's kind of Wilderfest. I don't think there's really much more to say. Same as always, but a good event. Nice mix of new foods and things like that. Obviously new acts that are appealing to new people. Same old rides, worse operations though, so we'll leave it at that. So that's us signing out for this one. I think next one of these will be Flamingo Land.
Flamingo Land next week,
which will be a first, because we're going back to the park that I did the very first one of these on, so I don't know how that's going to play out, but we will see you at Flamingo Land.
We will.
Bye-bye.
Bye.